5 new home communities in the Kansas City metro area where you can buy or build a brand new custom home for $600,000 or below. We're going to break them all down in this video, and if you stick around to the end, I'll give you an entire list of like the top 80 different communities around Kansas City where you can make that happen. So before we get started with the first part, we've got to lay a couple ground rules just so you know what to expect. So number one, most of these communities are priced anywhere between $400,000 and $600,000. If we were to expand that search any, we would just have so many more options, and we just couldn't fit them all into this video. Second is that we're mainly focusing on communities that have several different options left, meaning if you watch this video like 1 or 2 years in the future, ideally there are still some places where you can buy or build a home in some of these communities. And then third, my goal is to showcase several different suburbs around the Kansas City area so you can see the variety and different new homes, the prices around Kansas City. And then fourth, we're mainly focusing on single family homes, so not townhomes. There are going to be a couple villas, but the main focus is on single family. And then finally, these are not in any particular order, so we're going to go one by one, and then you'll get that whole list of like 80 plus different new home communities here at the end. Now, number one on our list is the Woodlands at Chapman Farms. This is located in Blue Springs, Missouri, which has been exploding and growing very rapidly. As you can see on the map, it's about 12 minutes from downtown Lee Summit. It's just north of Lake Lotawana, which is a great amenity to have nearby. You're also located in the highly rated Lee Summit School District, about 30-40 minutes from the airport, and not too far away from downtown Kansas City either. The prices in this community start from $300,000 and go all the way up to $600,000 and a little bit more. Of course, when it comes to new construction, you can spend like as much money as you want, and that can always be accommodated, but typically $300,000 to $600,000. What you can get for around $300,000 is a single-story ranch on a slab foundation, meaning there's no basement. But if you do want a full basement and a single-story ranch, those will start at around $400,000. And when I say $600,000, I mean a reverse 1.5 where you've got the ranch, the finished basement below, and then most of the time those more expensive homes are on walkout lots, meaning you're paying a little bit higher price for the lot just because it's an exclusive feature. You don't find them all over the place, and it costs a little bit more to build because you've got the sliding glass door on the lower level, you've got the windows down there as well, and typically a few additional site costs. Now, one of the major benefits of this community is that it's really early on. Here's a look at the plat map. You can see they're starting, it looks like their first phase with several phases to come. In instances like this, you get quite a bit of choice between all of the different lots. You can see some of those are along a tree line for even more privacy in the backyard, and I can tell you that's one of the highest requested features that I hear about is we want to back to green space, and usually it's we want to be on a walkout lot so we can really enjoy that backyard and that finished lower level. Now, one thing to know about being early in new home communities is typically it's a little bit of give and take. So the give is that you might not have amenities right off the bat. It entirely depends on how quickly the developer gets them in. But the take there is that you get your choice from all of the best lot options that might not be there a year or 2 years into the future. Now, the developer and exclusive builder in this community is Ashlar Homes. They've been building around the Kansas City metro area for a very long time. In fact, I had a client who they sold their home in Piper, Kansas. Their home was built in like 2015. It was by the same builder. It's held up very well. It was a great floor plan at the time. It's a great floor plan now. So they're certainly built to last. And you'll notice on the community website, they've got all kinds of information about their building process, how they their perspective on building. They don't call themselves a custom home builder, but they will work with you, make some modifications. And of course, there are additional options that you'll have with each and every floor plan. And then finally, one major benefit that you should certainly look at when you're thinking about buying or building a home is, do they have a design center? And this builder certainly does, which means that when you go to make selections and customize your home, if you are in fact building, you do it all in one spot instead of having to go to a ton of different vendors around the Kansas City metro area, which can oftentimes be the case, which just makes it far more convenient. Number 2 on this list is Cadence, which is in Kansas City, Missouri. So it's north of the river. As you can see on the map, it's very close to the brand new airport. So if you do a lot of traveling, this is extremely convenient. You're about 15 minutes away from Zona Rosa with all the different restaurants, shops, things to do for entertainment. You've got tons of shops in the area and around that as well. And then the Staley Farms Golf Club is nearby too. Now, this is a very quickly growing area of the Kansas City metro, the entire Northland really for that matter, north of the river. It's growing very rapidly. You've got some great prices, lots of new development, and Cadence is no exception to it. Now, there are 2 sections of Cadence. So you've got the villas and you've got the estate. estates. And from all the data that I've looked at online and in the MLS, and the villas, you're looking at a price anywhere from $400,000 to $600,000. Those are typically a 2-car garage, either a single-story ranch or a reverse 1.5, which is a ranch with that finished basement, and they look absolutely beautiful. In the estates, the prices are going to go a little bit higher, but they start at $500,000. You can certainly build at $600,000. I've got a client doing it right now, and then of course those prices can go pretty much as high as you want, but I've seen them top out somewhere around $800,000 to $900,000. Now, one of the major benefits is they just opened up a brand new phase. I think it's the 3rd phase of the community, so you've already got amenities in, but you've got these brand new lot options. I believe there are several new phases to come, and there are quite a few of these that either back to green space or they back to a tree line. For example, one of my clients is building in one of those brand new lots, and really that's why you would want to get in early, or you'd want to stay in the know about all of these new developments so that you can get some of the best lot options. And on top of all of that, you've got so many different builders to choose from. So I've got a list of, you got SAB Homes, you got Ernst Brothers, you've got Hearthside Homes, IHB Homes, Olympus, Aspen, Newmark, Patriot. There's no shortage of different floor plans, selections that you could make, different elevations, so the style of the front of the home. So if you're looking for just a little bit more flexibility and you do want to build from the ground up, or you want to take a look at some of the spec homes that are already complete or just a few months away from completion, Cadence could certainly be an option for you. Now, before we move on to the 3rd community on this list, if this is your first time seeing these videos, then welcome to the channel. My name is Nick Massa. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Kansas and Missouri. Big fan of new construction. I know a lot of you are interested in building homes here in Kansas City, so consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, top of the description, there's a link where you can access a full list of 80+ different new home communities around Kansas City that are priced between $400,000 to $600,000. I sorted through all the data so you don't have to, so click that link at the top. And of course, any questions about buying, building a new construction home, the process, if you want to find a very specific lot, my contact information is below, so give me a call, text, email, answer all of those personally, and I'd absolutely love the chance to support you as well. So moving on to the 3rd community in this video, it's in Spring Hill, Kansas, called Dayton Creek. Here's what that looks like on the map. You're just south of Overland Park in Olathe, Kansas, right off the highway, which means getting around town, getting around Johnson County is much easier and much quicker. There are 2 major differences. One is Spring Hill, you're going to get a lot more of that small town feel. So similar to what you'll get with the Woodlands at Chapman Farms, it's similar to what you'll experience in Cadence. Those are both areas around the Kansas City metro where it's not as congested like you would see just 10 minutes north in Olathe and Overland Park. You're also getting a major difference in home prices. So in Spring Hill, you'll notice just like 5 minutes away from very, very expensive homes that are up 7 figures, multiple 7 figures. In Overland Park, you've got home prices that are about half that, which is crazy to think about. So average price in Overland Park is anywhere between $800,000 to $900,000. Olathe, you're starting anywhere around the mid 500s, mid 600s. You can get a little bit more value for your money in Spring Hill and Dayton Creek. So the prices in Dayton Creek are anywhere between $400,000 and $600,000. If you do look online, or if you see some pre-existing homes in the community that are for sale, you might see some that are 8, 9, even over $1 million. And that's because in Dayton Creek, you've got one section of the community, which is estate-size lots, where they're putting a little bit more features, a lot more upgrades, maybe a pool in the backyard into those homes, and that's why. But for the most part, all of the lots remaining, you could build there or buy a new home there anywhere between the upper $400,000s and $600,000. Now, they do already have the amenities installed, which means it's not something that you'd be waiting for. They have several future phases coming. It looks like there's Dayton Creek Elementary School, that the community is built around, which is nice. So it's going to have a little bit more quiet feel. You've got several different lot options, including a few on a cul-de-sac and a few that are near some green space, and several different spec homes that are already under construction, already move-in ready to choose from. Now, you will notice if you look at the community website online or some of the homes for sale in Dayton Creek, you'll notice that some are 2-car garages, some are 3-car garages, and that's really up to you, right? You're going to have a little bit of cost savings if you go with the 2-car garage, but if having that 3rd-car garage is important to you, and for many people it is, you can certainly do it at those affordable prices, which is nice to see. Now, similar to Cadence, you've got several different builders to choose from, and I might butcher the pronunciation of a couple of these, but you've got Authentic, you've got Drip, Gianni, Pfaff, Wheeler, all builders that are building around Spring Hill, Gardner, Kansas, Overland Park, Olathe, and really around the Johnson County area. Moving on to number 4 in this video, we've got Highland Meadows in Lee Summit, Missouri. Now, before we break everything down, one important thing to note is that Lee Summit, if you're looking to buy or build a new construction home, Lee Summit is a great option. The only other place on the Missouri side where there were more builder permits pulled last year here was Kansas City, Missouri, and most of that was north of the river. But if you're looking to be in Lee Summit, you're looking for that Lee Summit School District that is very highly rated according to niche.com, greatschools.org, this would certainly be a good option for you. Of course, we'll break down the prices here in just a second, but as you can see on the map, this is one of the best locations that you'll find in the city. There aren't too many options for building a home in this like kind of northwestern corner of the city left. So very close to Longview Lake, you're close to all the shops, restaurant, entertainment spots along Highway 50. You're minutes away from downtown Lee Summit, which is absolutely beautiful. It's just brimming with character. You're about 15-20 minutes away from downtown Kansas City. If you're gonna move to Lee Summit, this is certainly one of the best areas you could be in. Now, Highland Meadows is a Summit Homes community, one of the biggest builders in the Kansas City metro area. You'll notice that in some of their communities, they happen to be the exclusive builder. This is not one. So you've got several different builders to choose from, including Summit Homes, which we'll break down here in just a second. Now, as you can see on the plat map online, you've got several different lot options and new homes to choose from, which is one of the major reasons why I picked it. There are a couple other communities around Lee Summit, which you'll find on the list that's linked at the top of the description, where you do have quite a few different options as well. Now, when it comes to the prices, you can start in the $400,000. What that would buy you is probably a single story ranch with the basement. The basement probably wouldn't be finished at that price point, but if you went up to $500,000 to $600,000 and beyond, because it is new construction, you can virtually spend as much money as you want, but $500,000 to $600,000, you can get a ranch, a reverse 1.5 story home with that finished basement. You can get a 2-story, you can get a 1.5 story where you've got the 2nd story upstairs, but the master bedroom on the main floor. So a lot of different variety to choose from. Now, the 3 builders in Highland Meadows, you've got Newmark Homes, Summit Homes, the developer, and you've also got Truemark Homes. Now, all 3 of these builders build in several different communities around Lee Summit. So if you look at their floor plans and you find any that you like, Highland Meadows is one place that you can build them, but there are also several others around Lee Summit that you can certainly make that happen as well. But keep in mind, one of the major reasons why you would build in Highland Meadows or buy a home there is because it is located in that very highly coveted northwest corner of the city. Now, moving on to number 5, we're going back to the Kansas side. This one is very close to Spring Hill. It's in Gardner, Kansas, which is also growing very quickly. Number 5 is Prairie Trace. Here's what it looks like on the map. You are just south and west of the city of Olathe. Very quick highway access. So you're on I-35 in a matter of minutes. In fact, for me to get from Westwood, Kansas to Prairie Trace, it takes about 26 minutes, which is not bad at all. You've got all of those shops in Olathe off of 159th Street, also 151st Street, which are about 8 minutes away. And of course, the city of Gardner, Kansas has just like revitalized the like main road that goes throughout the town. So you're seeing a lot of development in this area as well. Now, something interesting about Prairie Trace is that this piece of land, I believe, was in unincorporated Johnson County before it was developed. So this piece of land could have belonged to the city of Olathe. It could have been tied to the city of Spring Hill. They chose Gardner, Kansas because this is where a lot of the growth in Johnson County is headed. Now, this is also a community where you do have 2 different kind of neighborhoods nestled under the community. So you've got the estates and you've also got the manors. The major difference between the 2 is just lot sizes. So you're looking at the difference between a 2-car garage and a 3-car garage. So in the manors, you're looking at prices anywhere between $400,000 and $500,000. And typically in the estates, you're looking at anywhere from $500,000 to $600,000. Of course, you've got some variance on both sides because it is new construction, but really good price point being in the Johnson County area. Now, the developer did go ahead and put amenities in early, resort-style pool. You've got a pickleball court outside. You've got a playground outside that clubhouse as well. And of course, trails throughout the community with a couple really notable and very nice-looking water features. Now, one part of the community that I really like is 178th Court. You can see that on the plat map. There are several different lots to choose from. That's the side of the community where the amenities are. A lot of those will back to green space. Some of those are walkout lots. So those are certainly some good lot options to choose from. Several different phases to go. So you'll see this really develop and change over time. And if your plan is to build in the next year or so, it's likely that you'll find some really good options, especially once they unlock those future phases. Now, as you can see on the community website, they've got several different builders to choose from. You've got Authentic Homes, which I believe is a regional builder from Oklahoma, Avital Homes, which they used to be with Summit Homes, Kaylin, Gianni, Century, Classic, Shepherd Homes, all very solid builders. Some of them have different building processes depending on what you're looking for. Some of them have quite a few different spec homes that are already move-in ready or that are just months away from completion. Others will do a little bit more customization, modification with you and make sure they bring like your dream, your idea of what you want your home to look like into a reality. So before the last thing in this video, if you're interested in new construction homes, buying, building one here in the Kansas City metro, if you're looking for something specific, a specific price point, floor plan, maybe a specific lot that faces in a certain direction, maybe it's a walkout lot, whatever it is you're looking for, love to be a resource to you. So all my contact info is at the top of the description. Give me a call, text, email, answer all of them personally. I'd love to be able to support you. With that said, click that link below to access the full list of 80 plus new home communities around Kansas City that are between $400,000 and $600,000. And if you're interested in some of the different new home communities that we've toured around Kansas City, you can click this playlist right here. Or if you're interested in Prairie Trace, which is in Gardner, Kansas, you can click right here to see the full video we did on it. So click either here or here, and I'll see you on the other side.